I invite Shri Ashishkumar Chauhan to deliver the convocation address.
Respected Chairman, respected Board of Governors, Honorable Director, all faculty members, staff members of IIM Tiruchirappalli, distinguished guests, my young friends, parents, thank you so much for inviting me here to speak to you today, and congratulations on this extraordinary achievement. It's an honor and a privilege to be here talking to all of you on a very important day of your life, the convocation. Please accept my hearty congratulations. I've been informed that IIM Tiruchirappalli is one of the fastest growing second generation of IIM with a full-fledged state-of-the-art campus spread over 176 acres after being established in 2011. Over the last decade, it has gained repute as one of the premier management institutions with capabilities in creating and disseminating management knowledge. I have been impressed by these facilities that the Institute is offering to the graduates and helping to nurture a learning environment based on global standards. So my best wishes and congratulations to the government, Board of Directors, Board of Governors and faculty of IIM Tiruchirappalli. My congratulations to the families of all the graduating students who, through exemplary hard work, encouragement and sacrifice, motivated the graduates to first join the IIM Tiruchirappalli and then supported them through their journey here. Over the last 2 years, some of the best professors in the world have been teaching you. Some of these professors must have studied at IIM Tiruchirappalli or one of the older IIMs, as well as other similar institutions, worked in various industries for decades, became world-class professionals themselves and came back to teach you. My salute to them and their zeal to give back to the society. I am sure going forward, some of the students who are passing out today will also come back and join this noble profession to guide the next generations. As you may have studied from history books, our civilization is an old one. In ancient India, we had universities like Nalanda, Takshila, and others which had established themselves as international centers of educational excellence, where students from all over the world came and studied. Generations after generations, the Indian people have accumulated a rich heritage of traditional knowledge. We have also learned from other cultures over these millenniums. I would encourage the graduating students to use both modern and traditional knowledge to arrive at innovative solutions to some of our pressing societal challenges. Our country can only achieve development through outstanding contributions of intelligent, well-qualified, and professionally committed workforce, one which looks for opportunities in the face of challenges within a resource-limited environment. As we all know, the world is passing through a great pandemic of COVID, which has created issues across spectrum in most societies. The last couple of years have taught us that certainty is fleeting in a world beset by uncertainty. I'm sure when your batch joined the program, many thought COVID-19 would be temporary and we would all be back to the classroom soon to the familiar in-class interactions. Instead, we experienced different variants of the virus, lockdowns, stiff travel rules, curfews, masks, social distancing, and many other things. Studies and work was at a place called home. Interactions were virtual in a place called Zoom or WebEx or a video conference. And masks as well as vaccinations are what we required to move around. Most of you have spent last year at campus, which is a solace. India, with its very low per capita GDP of US dollar 2,000 per person, was not supposed to do well. Despite all the dire predictions by experts from abroad and from within, India has done well as compared to many other countries, including countries with 10, 20 or 30 times per capita income that India has. That is not to say that all of us have not suffered troubles. If you look at the number of infections per million or number of deaths per million, India is ranking somewhere close to 120 out of 224 territories being monitored by worldometers.org for COVID. Some of the better managed countries or some of the richest countries like US or UK are in the top 20 or top 25 ranks in number of infections per million and number of fatalities per million. India is in the bottom half, and that tells you, as a society, we have done well compared to the rest of the world. In addition, we have also governed ourselves very well during the COVID period. In some ways, we have contributed positively to the world during these stressful times. During the same period, we had to also fight a small unnecessary aggression by our neighbor on northeast borders on our own. It is almost forgotten as it sounds so distant now. However, we need to be thankful to our governments for providing us with all the facilities within the limitations they had and providing us the vaccines, the medicines and everything else. Providing free ration to 80 crore people over the duration of COVID and even now has been an unbelievably mammoth task which has not been recognized by us or by the world. The free ration distribution was necessitated as many people couldn't go to work for long periods due to various waves of deadly coronavirus. Despite our rapid growth in recent decades, we still have a large number of people who have very little savings that can help them tide over tough times like this. The scheme of free ration known as Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana has saved poor Indian citizens from anarchy and misery, which we see manifest in other countries like China in recent months. The number of people who have been provided free food for over 2 years is more than the population of European continent or North American continent or entire South American continent. In effect, India has been providing free ration to the size of population larger than continents other than Asia and Africa. We should be proud as Indian citizens for this humanitarian aid to our poor brethren. It is true social security to vulnerable, irrespective of their region, religion, caste, creed, language, any other seeming divisions that tries to pull us apart every day. In comparison, the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize recipient UN World Food Programme provided assistance to 11.55 crore people partially. Approximately 14% of the people supported by Indian governments in 2020, 2021 and also in 2022. Does it mean Nobel Peace Prize Committee will seriously look at the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and Indian government's humanitarian achievements for awarding Nobel Peace Prize 2022? It remains to be seen. Vaccination drive, automated and free, for such huge population of close to 140 crore is another achievement we now take for granted. Who had even thought this would be possible even in May 2021, the same time last year? More than 100 crore people have been administered at least one dose and more than 85 crore people are fully vaccinated. How did this happen? Yesterday, Mr. Bill Gates also mentioned that India's vaccination coverage is better than America's. How did this happen? Automatically or someone worked for it? Should we be thankful to the people who got it done? In my opinion, we must be thankful. Some teams developed the vaccines and manufactured them. Other teams planned, negotiated, procured, and delivered the same to the remotest corners of this beautiful country. Other teams administered them. Some other teams automated the process using CoWIN. No country seems to have done it the way India has done it. Our vaccines seem to be reasonably effective compared to the ones administered by China or now, as of yesterday's news, even US. Yesterday's news suggests that Pfizer's vaccine was effective for 12% people compared to 95% that was advertised. Effectively, India has done really well and we are all part of a winning team. Were we plain lucky or something really nice happened by human endeavors? And I firmly believe that all our governments, whether state, central, even sanitary workers need to be thanked. Of course, we also need to thank our medical workers. I would urge the faculty here to write and teach case studies on the free vaccine program, on the free food program, the CoWIN application, how they were achieved, and their impact. Of course, India also exported large number of vaccine doses to the rest of the world during the same period. Let's celebrate our own achievements and write them down for posterity to remember. When time came, India arose and achieved things beyond what and any one of us or anyone else in their wildest dream could even think of. Many times I say either the West is not as rich as we think it is, or India is not as poor as we think it is. We need to be thankful to the politicians, government, Prime Minister, the leadership at states, municipalities, panchayats, civil society, and everyone else. We have to be also grateful to our scientists, our pharma industry, our medical fraternity, our railway employees, our ration stop staff, our neighborhood grocers, and everyone else, including everyone who actually delivered food to you here in your hostel rooms. They did this tirelessly despite huge personal risks to their own lives. It is because of them India did well comparatively. More importantly, India's GDP is now on the rise again, which is a heartening thing. At the same time, India has been also able to run its IT and business process systems for some of the largest corporations, government, and hospitals in the world. After first 70 days of lockdown, not many people expected that India's BPO and India's software services industry would be able to provide uninterrupted services to their customers. Some of the largest banks across the world, their ATMs, some of the largest retailers, takeaway restaurants across the world ran smoothly due to commitment and enterprise of Indian employees. That is where I believe India has scored, and India's importance to the world has come up several notches in the minds of policymakers everywhere. You, as a graduating batch, is going to be the beneficiary of their achievement in your career. My heartiest congratulations to everyone associated with this fight against COVID. And thank to them for working hard to keep their enthusiasm alive so that we all become Atmanirbhar in vaccines. Having said that, these are perhaps your last few minutes officially at IIM Tiruchirappalli. More importantly, it is also a culmination of your hard work and sacrifices put in by you, your parents, your friends, and your family. You are among the top few percentages of graduates in the country in terms of skills, presentation, and intellectual capabilities. This is why you were selected to study here in the first place. Many of you have been already selected by reputed companies, while others are thinking of studying further or starting on their own. It's a great achievement that all of you at IIM Tiruchirappalli have come so far in this COVID period. I would like to thank the chairman, the director, the board, the faculty members, non-teaching staff, contractors, and everyone else associated with IIM Tiruchirappalli for their wonderful work during this tough period. Modern education and modern society put a lot of expectations on students. More importantly, peer pressure makes it even worse. We are all a part of this fiercely competitive environment, either knowingly or unknowingly. A few of you who have got medals and awards today, all of us know that people who have received these medals or have become class toppers today worked hard for these accolades. My hearty congratulations to all the toppers and medal winners. I've also been a part of this framework myself. I identify with your anxieties and worries. It is natural to ask questions such as what will happen to me? How will the big bad world treat me? Will I shine or not? Will I make a lot of money? Will I become famous? Will I have a comfortable life? Will I be able to fulfill the expectations of my parents, my family, and my friends? How will I get into the right company, or have I got into the right company if I already got a job? Did I select the right specialization? Will it continue forever, or do I need to learn newer skills going forward? Have my friends got better job than me? Many such questions may come to your mind, or will come to your mind in the time to come. I would like to share with you some guiding principles that I found useful for myself. I hope you will also find them useful. First, be grateful. It is important that we are grateful to what is happening to us and what has happened to us. Being alive today itself is a blessing in this COVID-infected world. We have already come so far, and you are amongst the best in the country today. Going forward also, I'm sure you are going to shine. However, if you are not grateful, I think you are going to miss out a lot. So continue to be grateful to your bosses, your teachers, the current and the past, your parents, your families, your friends, and everyone else. They are what you live with, and for me, being grateful is very important to continue a meaningful life. The second part is to be responsible. Many times, you might want to be selfish, be less accountable, being responsible for the things which the company gives us, the society gives us, the family gives us, and fulfilling our responsibilities is very important to making a lasting contribution. The third aspect is being curious and continually curious. You have reached here by being curious continually before. So don't leave your curiosity here. Keep it with you for the rest of your life. Childlike curiosity is what is going to give you a meaning and allow you to explore the world in many, many ways. Life has many colors to show you, and in some ways, that is what you are going to earn out of your experiences. So continue to explore life and continue to be curious throughout your life. Being hungry for knowledge, for recognition, for wisdom is again going to be very important for you. Continue to be hungry, don't get satisfied. Continue to stay dissatisfied across every sphere of life, and that's where you are going to achieve more. Constantly ask yourself what new skills and competencies will be needed. Begin working on them before it becomes necessary, and you will have a natural advantage. The greatest benefit of your education lies not only in what you have learned, but in knowing how to learn. Formal education is the beginning of the journey of learning. Be courageous. It's a great way to live life. If you are meek, you are going to miss out on some of the important moments of your life. Being courageous at right points, at the right time, is going to be very important for you. Yes, many of you who try to be entrepreneurs will fail. Nonetheless, the failure to try, the failure to take any risk is perhaps the greatest failure of all. On the other hand, if you try to remember the learnings that come from failure, I guarantee you that success will eventually come. With the attitude to learn from failures, your best days will indeed lie ahead of you. Intelligence is something God has given you. Sincerity, however, is going to take you far. Not many people are sincere across all roles in life, across all the paths of life. Being sincere is something which has helped me throughout my life. I would suggest, even if you are extremely intelligent, which you are, trying to be sincere across variety of facets to the extent you can is going to take you far. Being humble is again a very important trait of life. Many of the greatest minds I have seen failed in reaching their goals because they were not humble. Being humble indeed adds a lot of value. Hence, I would suggest humility is something, if you don't have, please develop. Being ethical is something which is going to differentiate who you are and what you can be. Always try to be ethical and legally correct. Being ethical is not always sufficient. Being legally correct is equally important. In the modern compliance-oriented world, you must be ethical as well as legal in all areas. You also need to be kind. You can make a lot of money or attain a good position. Being kind will add a new paradigm to your life. So my request is please consider being kind. Anytime you get an opportunity to help somebody, try doing that. The satisfaction you're going to get out of that is going to be immense. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. Although you want fast results, many areas will require you to be patient. You're going to probably work for next 40, 50 years in your life. You need to plan. You need to execute. And more importantly, you'll have to learn how to be patient, how to wait for things to happen. That doesn't mean you cannot be passionate. Being patient and being passionate can happen together for all of us. Passion for a subject or a cause or for a specific achievement will make the journey more exciting and enjoyable. You also need to add value every day to yourself or for your work or to your surroundings. If you stop adding value, you may not be able to see the progress. I have seen even gold medalists after 10, 20 or 30 years may lose out on many opportunities if they don't update themselves consistently. On the other side, the last person in the batch, if he or she keeps on adding value to life, learn new things, learn new skills, newer ways of doing things, and newer ways of doing the same thing may bring a lot of additional opportunities for himself or herself in next 10, 20 or 30 years of your career. So for me, the only way to stay alive is to keep on adding value to yourself and your neighborhood. You also need to keep your mind open to new opportunities. Many of us have ideas about what we want to do. Very, very solid ideas. That does not mean life may actually happen the way we initially want. You need to be flexible. You need to keep your mind, your eyes, your ears open to newer opportunities. You need to be proactive, not reactive. Every day, you will have to continue to scan things, apply your mind to opportunities around you, and you will land large opportunities in fields which you never thought were your calling. You need to be optimistic. There will be opportunities galore, but at the same time, every day there will be reasons to feel disappointed, reasons to feel bad. Don't get disappointed ever in your life. Be optimistic. Tomorrow will be better than today. 10 years from now is going to be better than today. And that's what will keep on making you work harder towards bettering yourself, bettering your situations, your family, your company, and for bettering your country. Be of service to your family. Today, many of us have been raised in a situation where we expect a lot from our parents, from our family. So when the time comes to return some favors to our family, we might not be able to do that. Please consider service to your family as an important achievement. You will like it. You'll have a better life going forward. You also need to be a service to your society. You must do your job for the society when you are being called upon, and sometimes you need to volunteer for the same. Finally, you also need to be of service to your country. As the leaders of tomorrow, give to the country your time, some of your wealth, and the best yourself. Sometimes you are going to be called upon by your country to deliver those goods. Sometimes those demands are not explicit, like what happened during COVID. You'll have to get up like how you did during these COVID times, and you'll have to be of service to the society and country going forward. And at the same time, in this journey, you'll have to enjoy what you are doing. As a developing nation with low per capita income, India still has several socio-economic challenges confronting its citizens. Some of these pressing challenges include poverty, illiteracy, poor housing, poor living conditions, lack of proper food, nutrition, poor water and sanitation, insufficient health care, communications and transportation services, and many other challenges. One option for us as Indians is to keep worrying about these challenges without attempting to solve them. However, another more promising option in front of us is to become agents of change and apply our gained knowledge related to engineering, sciences, and social sciences to find innovative and cost-effective solutions, implement them, teach others to do that. We can bring change individually and collectively together. There will be lots of demands and pressures. You may also get confused at times. However, please note that the journey is important and you need to enjoy the journey. Don't ever give up. Continue on the path of excellence that you have learned here at IIM Tiruchirappalli. You must stay in touch with changing reality. Sometimes our assumptions, our models about reality may be incorrect. We need to have that feedback loop into our brains that differentiates and tells us that models and assumptions are not reality. Sometimes reality will run away from our models, and we must learn to change our models to suit new realities and not stick to the old models of the past, or we may be left behind. This bit of information is more relevant than ever, that never think that your ideas about the world is the only way the world should work. Earlier, industrial revolutions saw changes every 1,000 years, then every few hundred years, and then every few decades. Essentially, technology was still changing over generations. Most people did not see it to impact in front of their eyes. Of late, the technology waves have become faster and faster. In one generation, information technologies changed our lives completely, thoroughly, and transformatively. Waves are becoming faster, technologies are changing rapidly. To go from concept to mass production, it's taking years instead of hundreds of years. If information technology change lives, there are many more technologies that are coming which will change life in even more transformative ways. The Industrial Revolution was always a period of massive disruption. Countries that drove it or embraced it went from rags to riches, while those missed out went from riches to rags. Today, we are in the midst of fourth industrial revolution that promises to be profoundly more disruptive. We are witnessing the emergence of innovative technological trends such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, 3D printing, nanotechnology, biotechnology, genetic modification, and many more, with application in as diverse as the technologies themselves. Each revolution brings systemic implication, and this one is no different. The first industrial revolution was the shift from human labor to mechanical power through the use of water and steam power, while the second industrial revolution propelled the growth of mass production with the use of electrical power, electronics, information, technology, and automated manufacturing led to the third industrial revolution. It's no secret that India missed reaping the benefits of the first, second, and the third industrial revolutions. However, India is well placed to take advantage of ongoing revolution and going to make huge material progress on the back of young population and rapid technological developments over the next 50 years. My hypothesis is that next 50 years will create more wealth than that has been created in last 10,000 years. Next 50 years, we'll have 70% jobs that we have not thought about them today. India will contribute a large part of this job and wealth creation due to its technological-oriented young population. In all new tech areas, you don't need large capital. Very little capital can produce huge returns, huge wealth. I call it non-linearity of payoff or capitalism without capital. Earlier, large capital was required to make more profits. Now, more brains and exposure will be required to create huge wealth. India's wealth is expected to go up 1,000% or 10 times from current $10 trillion to $100 trillion over this next 50 years. The society expects you to play your part as responsible business leaders to take advantage of this once-in-a-millennium opportunity that has come our way. I'm sure you all will lead India into a prosperous and glorious nation over the next 5 decades. This convocation is a point that marks an end and a beginning. A passage for you from students to becoming an alumni. I wish you all the best in your career and in your lives as you step out into a new world. Please accept my congratulations on this achievement and best wishes for your future. Please accept my gratitude for inviting me and listening to me today, despite getting your degrees. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Director will felicitate the chief guest. Shri Ashishkumar Chauhan, a technocrat from IIT and IIM, is the MD and CEO of BSE, from formerly Bombay Stock Exchange, with market capitalization of listed companies more than 3.5 trillion US dollars. At BSE since 2009, Mr. Ashish has helped it become the world's fastest exchange with 6 microseconds of response time, completed its IPO, revived its revenues, introduced mobile stock trading to India, diversified in new areas including currency, commodities and equity derivatives, SME, startups, mutual fund and insurance distribution, IPO bond distribution, spot markets, power trading and international exchange at Gift City, etc. Mr. Ashish acted as the CEO of IPL cricket team Mumbai Indians in its formative years and worked as the president and CIO of Reliance Group from years 2000 to 2009 in the field of IT, e-commerce, public relations, media, telecom, sports, organized retail, IPO, petrochemicals, refining, oil and gas, etc. Mr. Ashish is one of the founders of at NSE National Stock Exchange and is considered the father of modern financial derivatives in India due to his work there from 1993 to 2000. He is also the creator of Nifty Index and was in charge of creating the first screen-based trading. He started his career as a banker with IDBI. Mr. Ashish is a serial entrepreneur and considered amongst the foremost experts in the fields of fintech, market microstructure, transaction processing, corporate governance, finance, regulatory policies, business, technology, cricket, and Indian social issues. He has spoken at conferences organized by UN, WEF, WFE, UNCTAD, OECD, Commonwealth, and many more. He has served and is a part of several policy committees of Ministry of Finance, Education, MSME, CBDT, RBI, SEBI, etc. He also headed the South Asia Federation of Exchange, consisting of 20 plus exchanges. He has won several prestigious Indian and international awards over the last 3 decades, including Governance Now Visionary Awards 2021, CEO of the Year 2021 by FOW Asia, Mumbai Ratna, Digital Icon of the Year, Top 50 CIOs in the World, etc. He serves on the board of prestigious Indian universities, including IIMs, AJNIFM, NITs, NIITs, etc., among his many social activities. He has been nominated as the Chancellor of University Allahabad by the President of India, a nationally important and one of the oldest universities in Asia, set up in 1887. He is a distinguished visiting faculty at Ryerson University in Toronto, an honorary professor at Nottingham University Business School. He has co-authored a book titled on BSE, A Temple of Wealth Creation. A book titled Sthit Pragya, The Process of Maintaining Equilibrium, has been written on his life journey. Chairman will present a memento to the chief guest.
I declare the convocation closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे